This is Svein on the PCS channel back again, and today we're gonna have a look at this 1/6 scale Battle Scar series Viking V or 5 figure. It has diecast and it's a part of the Time Silhouette series, and as you can see on the front of the box here, authentic historical costume and all that stuff. It's made by a company called Ignite. I'm not sure if they're around anymore, but I bought this figure as a birthday gift for my brother years ago, and he came and gave it back to me because he didn't have anywhere to display it, but he never opened the package, and I just opened it to inspect the parts and stuff inside. And yeah, here you see the nice picture of the Viking on the front here, picture on the side, and here's the back. And if you push pause, you probably can read this, but yeah, let's move the camera a little bit closer. There is the text for this Viking figure, and there's also a Roman Legionnaire available too, or it was available, because I don't think this company exists anymore. I tried to look them up online, and here is the info. And if I can hold the package still, there is the website, igniteeco.com. Yeah, I couldn't find them online. And there's also this Velcro flap here. And here you can see if I can focus, and the figure inside at the display window. And if I can hold it up here, there's also text on the inside. If you want to read it, you can just press pause. And yeah, as mentioned, it's limited to 360 pieces. I think the entire series are that, because it says so right there and there. So they're very collectible. But yeah, I'm gonna open it and we have a look in what's inside. Hold on. And inside the box you find this clamshell or a plastic tray with a plastic lid, and here you have the figure. And let's see, there's this tray or plastic cover, excuse me. You have this tray with a battle axe, and I can remove it. They're really clamped down there, so you've got to be careful. You can take a look at them in order here. First up we have the battle axe, and if I can focus, here you see it's I think it's a wooden hand. No, I think it's a plastic handle, because I can see a seam here. But maybe the handle is plastic, but the head up here, that's die cast. It's sharp. So let's have a close look here at the axe. Nicely weathered. See the wood grain in the plastic handle here, nicely sculpted, textured and painted, really nice. There was also this knife in the tray. Just open the belt and slide it on. Goes on the back of him like this, I guess, with a die cast beautiful blade inside. Look at this, nicely weathered. Or it might be oxidation in the metal too, due to it being so old, but yeah, it gives it a nice look. Here's the handle. I think the entire thing is one piece, one die-cast piece, painted. See the gold and the wraps here, and the guard, and you see the pattern in the blade here too, on both sides. Really nice blade. Moving on, there is also this drinking horn. You see the engravings. I think yeah, I think it's some sort of plastic too. Yeah, I think so, or some other material. I don't think it's wood, but you have this leather string here, or a wrap, real leather, and yeah, the horn is nicely painted, looks old. See if we can light the inside of it here. We can barely see in it there, but it is painted on the inside too. Pick the easiest stuff to pick out. You also have this pouch. This is not leather, I think it's some sort of rubber, and if you're really careful, because it can make some scratching here, but you have this bone piece that I think might be plastic, but you can pull it out. You can open here, you see it's rubber, but you can put stuff in here if you want to. I've already managed to get some scuff marks there though, so this will be the final and last time I stick this one back in here. Damn. Yeah, but the pin is attached by this leather string. Nice detail and paint job on this pouch. You see the pattern here in the shape of a dragon or something. Really nicely done. You see the seam around here on both sides. Here's the back on it with the molded stitching here. These are rubber, but they're painted on the inside too. And there's a pattern running all around each of these loops. So yeah, and it's a real metal ring here attached to that pin. Next up is the quill for the arrows that we'll look at in a moment here. But yeah, it's done. I think this is leather too, or some synthetic leather. You see the furry piece on the inside there. But yeah, it's material, not rubber or plastic. Really nice See the paint job here and stitch work in the bottom here and on the back. So yeah, really nicely done. Hooks onto the belt as with the knife. Just open the belt and thread it on. Take this. Oh, come on. I also have this battle shield that's historically correct painted. The boards go one way while the color pattern that's brush strokes on goes the other. This is to confuse the opponent so they don't slash the axe or sword between the boards, because it's more fragile that way than this way. I think the sword might be some sort of metal, or the shield itself might be some sort of metal or plastic, but this piece is definitely metal. Here's the back. As you can see the grain on the wood boards here, and the back side of the rivets that goes through on the front here, as well as on the support piece here that you can hold on to. And you have this leather strap that can hang around. You can hang it around the shoulders on the Viking. And yeah, the bow is pretty easy to get out. The bow, it's I think my brother called it, it looked like an English longbow. The bow is about as tall as the figure itself. So it's a tall or long bow. It's a real string, but I don't want to put too much tension on it, because I don't want this string to break, because it's the original string, as it all the other items. You can see the wood grain here too, if I can focus properly here. And you see the end of it there, it's like sculpted for the string and everything, and how it's tied here properly like they used to tie them. So that's the longbow. And let's see here. There's also this sword, Viking sword. See the sheath there, nicely stitched up, real leather. And you have the sword itself. It's like with the knife with a short blade, and nicely weathered. It looks old, but it might just be oxidation or something, because the figure is old. I think it's 2 parts too. If you look here up at the guard, it looks like there's a seam there, and my brother pointed out that the blade looks a little bit crooked. It looks like it leans to the right, not to the left, but it's not all that obvious. And then you have the handle here, nicely sculpted and historical correct. You have the moldings here on the handle, and you have the butt cap on the back of the sword here. really nicely done. We got the pattern down here too, down the middle of the blade on both sides. And yeah, give me a second. I need to open because there's a twist tie on the neck and on the waist here on the figure, so it's gonna take a while to get it out. Hold on. Yeah, we're back again. I have to free up the pieces. But yeah, we also have this Viking helmet. This is real metal too, and it's a two-piece part, as you can see here, painted gold on the eyebrow piece and nose cover here. You see some patterns and battle marks on the helmet here. See the pins that's been hammered down, and two metal pieces. I don't think the entire helmet used to be of metal. I think it used to be of some sort of leather, and only the crossing piece here was actually metal, and maybe something on front here too, but I think it wasn't historically correct that they were actually metal, the entire helmet. It's also a bit big. I'm gonna come back to that, but yeah, here's the front piece again here, nicely detailed. You see the dragon there, or the head at least. Nicely done. Put it aside. You also get 4 arrows. I'm gonna take a look at one. I think the entire arrow is metal, and as you can see here, there's the arrowhead, and it's painted to be metal to about down there, and painted to be wood all the way down here. And you see the feathers back here and the assembly part. It's also metal, but painted blue in the center here, white for the feathers, or whatever you're gonna call them. Maybe it's not feathers, maybe it actually was metal too, I don't know. You can see the hook piece for the string there, and yeah, and they're pretty long, and they're about a little bit longer than the actual sword. You get 4 of those, and yeah, it's good. And then you have the figure itself. It's pretty old, you can tell, but it's a really nice head sculpt. Nicely painted, blue eyes. The hair looks green to me though, or like moss, but yeah, it looks, maybe it's a weird brown, I don't know, but the lips are painted. Yeah, and it seems like it's some sort of weird body I haven't come across before, but it sounds like there's some kind of spring in the neck here, but to keep the head up, but I think it's sort of worn because it doesn't take much for the head to wiggle around. The hood is a separate piece, but it's not metal, which is it's a shame. The chainmail should be metal, but yeah, it's fabric that looks like metal. He has a red shirt with this beautiful, beautiful pattern on the sleeves here. The box says that the hands are shows the hands with the same skin tone as the rest of the body. Why these are brown, I don't know, but maybe they're supposed to look like gloves or something, but I don't know. Maybe it's the specific type of plastic that I've gotten brown because it's old. But it's funny that the head haven't been through the same though, but there might be something funny with the paint. We also have this pleather or leather belt here. I think it might be pleather. And there's a plastic buckle, but it's or maybe both pieces are metal. The pin here is metal, but the plastic or the buckle itself feels like plastic. Yeah, go through the rest of the front there. Undershirt here goes, or that maybe it's a tunic, I don't know, but yeah, it drops down to about to his knees. They also have the same pattern here, as you can see, all the way around his pants with this sort of checker style, or this grid style in 2-3 tone green maybe, as you can see. There are rubber shoes or boots, so they have some flex for the articulation and stuff. It's same type of material as the bag, and there's also leather strings here to tie the boot. Nice that they aren't just sculpted. Here you see the soles with the stitch work here, but I think it's just molded in. And both shoes really soft. On the back of the figure you have this leather piece to tie. It's just sculpted in, I think. No, it's actually cut up and tied with this leather string. So yeah, as mentioned, the hood is a separate piece. Now, the issue I have with the helmet, put on the hood here, like so. Adjust it as need be. Anyways, here's the helmet, and it's way too big for the head. The dude can't even see, so it should be at least about there. I found a way to solve that issue though, because I took this foam sheet and I cut it like in an hourglass shape, and then fixing the hood on the figure, getting everything straight, putting this on the top, sort of like this, to give it mass on the front here, or on the back. And in this case I want the mass on the back to push the mask towards the face. So I just line this piece up, I take the helmet and I slide it down like so, and now it sits a lot tighter. It's still this gap though, but at least I can adjust it to look as good as I can. And yeah, just a few adjustments, and there you have it. There's the helmet on the figure. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up a bit here and I'll be right back. And yeah, after a while I managed to put the figure completely together, or at least to as described on the box. I used this picture here as a reference. Put the quill, the axe, the pouch, the knife, and the bear horn on the belt. I didn't put a longbow and an arrow in his hand though, but we'll get back to that. As you can see, it looks really nice. As you can see here, the cloth piece, the chainmail, it's woven in such a way that it's almost transparent and looks like a real chainmail, but it feels like fabric. Maybe it's some steel fabric or something like steel wool fabric of some sorts. But let's do a quick spin around here. I used a fix I sold or found out with the helmet. Still looks like it's a little bit too far in the front there though, but I don't think I'm gonna get it much better without some serious work here. So yeah, you can see the quill here with 4 arrows, knife in the back here, and yeah, it just fits around with the hood. You see the pouch on its left side here. Feels like some ratchets in the shoulder joints and elbows too. A weird body on this figure. But yeah, there you have that. As you can see, I put the helmet on. Let's move a little bit closer in here. I don't know if you're probably supposed to put on the gear for which type of Viking you want this to be. I don't think that most bow wielders they have to carry the quill, they have the battle axe, starting to put on a sword and a shield. It's gonna be quite a lot and not much freedom to move, especially if you think about just putting the longbow on him like this. It's gonna be hard to move, and yeah, I don't think that was historically accurate. Either you were a bowsman or you were a swordsman, and you probably had a hatchet on or this axe on the side, and this knife probably. But yeah, that's my opinion on it. Now the question is, how do I want to display it? I don't feel like these hands are soft as I want, because I don't feel comfortable with or maybe I found out solution here. Yeah, it was possible to slide it. There's a very poor wrist articulation on this. There's just the rotation. There's no hinge in there. But yeah, you can definitely hold the longbow. I don't want to rub the paint, but yeah, that was cool. As for the shield, you have this long strap here. You probably need to add more holes on it if you want to have it tighter on him, but yeah, you can swing it on his back like so and adjust it, and basically wear the shield on his back like that. As for the sword, well, you have to choose if it's a right or left-handed warrior though. But I think in my case I'll slide out the axe and pure and simply move it over here like so, and then I slide the sword sheath in under the belt more or less like so, and there you have it, my Viking fully armed up. And if I want to, I can just slide the bow into his hand in some weird fashion. Yeah, but yeah, you get the idea. Probably better like this. Oh yeah, awesome, that did it. So yeah, then he's actually fully decked out. Nothing left in the box. Move the camera a little bit further back here. As I mentioned, sword on the back. Here's the quill with the 4 arrows, and the hatchet and the sword, or I say hatchet, axe and the sword. And you have this pouch or bag or whatever you want to call it, also the drinking horn here. So yeah, it's fully decked out. So this is my review on this Viking figure, Viking V. Let's see if we can put the box up here with the figure for our last shot here. So yeah, there's the figure, there's the box, the Viking V in the Time Silhouette line, Battle Scar series. It's again 360 PCS Limited Edition with die-cast metal by a company called Ignite that apparently doesn't exist anymore. So yeah guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this figure, and like the video if you liked it, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and yeah, I'll catch you on the next one guys. Bye bye.